Hey, kiddo, Dad here. I'm just trying to line out my thoughts here because I got this thing I want to talk to you about. I had a dinner last night with for my 18th birthday. My 18 years of consistently not being under the influence and not running from my life, myself, others. So 18 years took 18 years, man. That ain't no joke. And I've failed a lot along the way. But here's the point. A couple of really important things came up. And I want to talk to you about one is like humiliation. We have two fears in our life that everything boils down to, right? Which is not getting what I want and losing what I have. And those two fears drive everything. Fear is normal. Fear is good. Fear is a tool. Fear in the hands of humiliation is tyrannical because it'll keep me paralyzed. It'll keep me isolated, and ultimately my brain tells me it's ultimate death. And what I want to talk to you about is like the unconventional process, the upside down kingdom. That, you know, the reality of fear and humiliation is the more I go after humiliation, the faster I conquer humiliation, the more I control fear. Because so I'll explain it this way. Like, okay, I have two fears. One of the everything in my life, every discomfort, every disturbance internally always comes down to two fears, right? Losing what I have, not getting what I want. So if I look at that and I say, what is it that's causing me to feel like I'm not going to get what I want or I'm losing what I have? Okay, so it's because if I go out and I do this and I fail, I could get rejected. Like, which just goes back to humiliation. I'll be humiliated, and then as somebody who's humiliated, I'll then have rejection happening because people won't want to be around me, and then I'll lose out on things because nobody's going to want to work with me. So therefore, I stay stuck on things, and I don't reach out. I don't do anything important or impactful because I'm staying tightly within these lines. And so if I root source that, it's not the fear that's the problem. The fear is just the tool that's going to keep me motivated. I'm afraid of being alone. Cool. Then do things that make you connected. You know, I'm afraid of not being able to feed myself. Well, then good. Then get up and go to work and earn money and buy yourself a nice dinner. Fear is just a tool. It's the humiliation that keeps me trapped. So if I just go after humiliation, I take complete control of fear over. Then it's just back to normal usage of normal fear. And so that's what I did, man. I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck. I've explained it now. I talk about, like, we did a fears list, right? Because that movie Bucket List, when I first got into this lifestyle, was popular. So we did a fears list, me and my trudging buddies. We trudged the road to happy destiny, right? Because everything in the world is muddy. Nobody's clean. Nobody's white as snow. Everybody acts that way, and they're all liars. And they all suffer their own tortured, cowardice fate from the lies they tell themselves every night. I'm one of them. And so the more often I can embrace the mud in life, the happier I am, because it's more reality. So we got a fears list together, and it was the stuff that scares the hell out of us. You know, the stuff that makes my knees weak, the stuff that makes my eyes go flush out, blank out my vision because my blood pressure is so high, my ears are red, my cheeks, I can't feel any in my face. That's the fear we're after. Not just, oh yeah, no, I'm kind of afraid of doing that. No, the stuff that shuts body function down. What are you terrified of? That's the stuff that's the only thing worth listing. If it's not something that's going to shut your body function down, then you shouldn't even list this. You're not even capable of being a part of this list. And And if you don't have them, then you're just lying to yourself that much more, because everybody has them. So we listen to them. You know, mine, dancing sober, humiliation, right? Fair function, yep, absolutely. I'm gonna humiliate him. There's not a question here like, oh, I'm gonna go out and just happenstance, just be great at this. No. And I wasn't a bad dancer, but usually some lubricants, you know, something to like help loosen me up and make me not care. Like, even then it was like nerve-wracking. But stone cold, like wide awake, sober, you know, without any lubricants, going out and dance, man, it was just weird. It was weird. Okay? Asking a girl to dance, looking her in the eyes, asking her. Awesome. Part A. Part B, she says yes, going and doing it. Whoo! It was terrifying, man. Terrifying. And that's embarrassing to admit, you know, but like here I am, I was 23 years old and I couldn't do it, you know, and I went out with my buddies and we all had similar fears in some things, and that was one of them, and we all went out and did it. And you know what? It was terrible going through it, but it was crying hysterical when it wasn't my turn and it was somebody else's turn. So it was just so much fun, and it was like a deeply passionate and valuable experience, because now I'm relating with a fellow and I'm not making fun of them from the cheap seats. You know, I just got out of the arena and I'm like, I'm rolling, dude. I'm rolling because I know what they're going through, you know, and I love them so much more, and I feel so much more connected to them because they're going through it. So that's a clear example of me conquering humiliation, man. It's just conquering humiliation. You're not gonna run my life. And as a result, I got so much more free, and I was so much happier in life. Because I'd went out and I'd conquered humiliation in all those forms. We went out and humiliated ourselves in all kinds of ways. And I just continued that on as a lifestyle. I just tell you, oh, I'm lying. I'm in the middle of the statement. I'm lying. That's not true. That's not exactly how it went down. I'm exaggerating here. That's a complete lie. Here's how it actually went. And I'll humiliate myself and I just go with it. Like, fuck it. I did it. Why not just pay for it? You know, do the, you did the crime, man. So I would just do it and stop whining about it. And then eventually I stopped lying, and I stopped exaggerating, or omitting things. My whole life got better. My relationships got so much more passionate, all because I decided to go after humiliation as an opponent. And I punched that bully in his face, and I realized that it's just like any other bully. It doesn't actually want to fight. It wants a free lunch. So it was going to cost it. If it came after me. So the reality is, like, humiliation dropped down. So therefore I'm willing to go out into public and I'm like willing to be humiliated, and I don't really care. I'll laugh it off. And that produced humiliation in other people, which then I laughed with them, and then they felt safe and secure. Therefore my relationships got deeper. My general relationships got better and stronger. And I became an adored friend and a well-respected friend, because I created an environment that people could be humiliated and feel normal and feel happy in. So my whole belief system on like avoid humiliation so that you can stay part of the community was completely false, because I went into humiliation, and at the outcome of it all, it produced a better and stronger relationship with stronger adoration and more leadership that I didn't even know was possible. So it just like helped so much, and and I'll touch on a second piece is like our negative belief systems, man. We believe a lot of things to be true right here and right now. And the point is they're not. Reality is much more fluid than we're comfortable with. So the point I'm talking about here is, I had believed for my whole life that I could never drop in on a half pipe. Like, I'm just too tall for that. It's silly, I know. So I'm just too tall for that. I'm either, the only two outcomes for me is I fall forward and I crack my skull open and I die, or I fall backwards and I crack my skull open and I die. Either way, if I try this, I die, right? That's 100%. I believe that with the whole 100% of my body and my being. That wasn't like a maybe thing for me. That was a guarantee. And so, I sat there, manhole Matt, dude. He sat there. He pulled up to a park and he forced me to get out there, and I was fucking terrified. My knees were shaking. I couldn't barely stand on the board because my legs were like giving out. And I sat for 5 hours. It was over 5 hours. I sat there attempting. And he said, bro, you got to lean in with your front foot. That was like so profound, thinking about it afterwards. Like, just like everything in life, I've got to step into things, not be so damn tentative on my back foot. It's never gonna work out. No wonder things don't work out, because I'm never stepping into it and dropping in. I'm sliding down on my back foot, and it's always another convincing. See, this is why I don't try. Anyways, side tangent. But here's the main point is, I got to do it, and I did it. I stuck it out, and I tried, and he forced me to keep going, and I stayed willing to listen and keep going until I did it. And I remember when I first dropped in, I was floating, like I couldn't feel my feet. And I was like, oh my God, I did it, And then I got up and I did it one more time just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. And I dropped in a second. It took me another like 30, 35 attempts, but I did it a second time. And you know what? I did it more intentionally the second time, man. And I'll tell you what, in that moment, my 100% belief, which means I did not conceive of a reality outside of what this actually was. It did not exist for me. I just shattered that. It's like a man staring down in a gutter the whole time, talking about how like hard life is and how much it stinks, and sometimes really nasty stuff comes floating through, and then somebody standing next to him, tapping him on the shoulder, like, hey man, you gonna get out of the gutter? And then being like, whoa, like just watching this whole world around you. Like, I can't believe I had my face stuffed in this curb in the street and staring at this gutter my whole life, and like, whoa, there's this world out here. It was exactly like that for me, man. So I set out, and from all those people that told me I was never going to be anything and that I was a worthless person, I set out and I went out and I started conquering fears of mine. And I started conquering things I told myself I couldn't do, and it was, blah, blah, blah. Here's the point. I've been able to stand troops of people up in multiple states, hundreds of people, and have them march in a similar direction. Have I taken like terrible employment and turned it into like memorable employment that people still talk about today. Like, I love those days because it was like so miraculous the way we interacted, what the things that we did together, and to watch families, like hundreds of families, marriages repaired because it's that intentional in the leadership. Marriages repaired, families reunited, and to watch people start to sleep better, their spouses start to sleep better because they have a whole partner around. I mean, there's so many amazing things that have occurred. This whole executive launch pad all started from a damn 5-foot skateboard dropping on a half pipe. That's all of that occurred. Everything occurred. I'm talking about all the soaked pillows at night from tears from people anguishing over some stuff, dude. That's real. That is 100% real. Anguishing, man. Because I decided that I was going to be willing to listen to somebody force me to drop in on a damn half pipe. That's only 5 feet tall. Now that's just 11 because I'm 6 feet tall, so 6'4", right? It's 11 feet from here. But whatever, man. still, the point being is, it wasn't some amazing X Games half pipe or some crazy, gold, no, dude, I just broke a belief system, and that opened up a whole new world. And as a result, I was able to blow up everybody, like a lot of people's insecurities, failures, belief systems, I was able to help them repair amazing things, all because of these simple things. Yeah, pretty amazing. I just wanted to share that with you because we don't talk about this stuff enough. It's too many ads, too many marketing schemes. These people, they all just want your time, your attention. They're selling your eyeballs to different marketing agencies because they just got to influence you to impulse buy their next product so that they can meet their target market and their target margins in the profitability of each new item. Even if it's a piece of junk, they're like, well, we're amazing because we can sell junk and still make it gold. It's a joke, dude. And so when we're able to detach from that and really talk about real life stuff, it's like, that's everything to me. So I thought I just want to share that with you and pass that along, because all we are, dude, is all any of us have is we become colleagues, peers in the opportunity to take today's reality and turn it into an opportunity to do what others have done in the past. We get to be part of that lineage of the fellow sacrificers to endure the pain of detaching from the marketing scheme and the pleasurable right now, to really dive into the joy and exhilaration of a life well lived. At the end of my life, I am just praying that I have hammered and stood on the gas pedal long enough and just went with it in honesty, that I feel so exhilarated that I have experienced the rawness of life and not a controlled crash. I want to come getting to an end and feel very grateful for all of my experiences with all the people that I have remarkably come across, not chose to engage with. Anyways, I love you, dude. I really hope you're having an amazing day whenever, wherever you are. And if you're not, that's cool too, because not every day is a win for me, dude. But you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye.